fans, and welcome back to the Rusty Boxcar channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome to you. Please make sure you click on that subscribe button down below if you are a newcomer, or if you haven't already subscribed, and click on the bell next to it to be notified of any new videos that are going to be coming out. I got a really cool one for you today. It's got two trains. The first one we're going to see twice, actually. We're going to catch it two different places. It's going to come to a stop in the first video, and in the second video the new crew is on it and comes past us. It's going to be Q647, and in the second video we've got a Q513. Both those are manifest trains. The Q513's got several really interesting cars on it that I'll try to point out as we go through the video. Hope you guys enjoy it, and thanks for watching. Alright, first up here is that Q647. We're actually going to get it two shots here. This first one is from the Williams Avenue crossing, and so we are on the west side of the tracks here, catching this train making its move south. It's a daily manifest that goes from the Chicago Clearing Yard down to Rice Yard in Waycross, Georgia. Led up by 871 and 3258. It's going to have a mid-train DPU of 883. They'd asked this train to stop at Eakin. So from Williams Avenue, this is just south of Amkey. And so Eakin is roughly 2.4 miles, somewhere in that neighborhood, from the signal at Amkey. So probably just a touch around 2 miles from this crossing. They'd asked him to stop there. Now he's actually going to hold up well short of that crossing, or of that signal, sorry, and he's going to block this Williams Avenue crossing. There is a way out of the neighborhood the other way, so we wound up taking it. Went down to the cemetery to film other trains, since this thing had the track nearest us blocked. And we'll wind up catching this come through the cemetery again. Dispatcher was quite upset that these crossings were blocked as long as they were. Come to find out, the train had stopped well shy of the Eakin signal. It actually stopped on the other side of the overpass before you get to it, and that is what caused the rear of their train to stick out so far. So there was a lot of conversation about that on the radio. I don't think we got much of that, but we'll catch up with 647 again here in a couple minutes. Alright, so here's that 647 again. I'm going to just let it roll by. You can listen to what radio audio we do get, and then I will come back when we get to the point where the train was stopped at the crossing, and so you'll be able to get a good kind of visual measurement of how much of it stuck out past that crossing. Alright, so these rail box cars here are what were out in the crossing, and you can see these flat cars here were also just by it, so you'll get kind of a good visual representation of how much of that train stayed through the crossing. It'll give you a pretty good idea of how short of the Ekin signal the engineer conductor of this train stopped. Now, as you saw on the two timestamps, about 4 hours passed between when this train first came on the scene and when it finally started moving again. Now, at some point in the middle, and I can't remember if it was a couple hours in or where it was, but the dispatcher came on excitedly about why the crossing was still down, why things were fouled, and they did have him move up closer to the signal and unblock the crossing. So I don't think the crossing was blocked for the 4 full hours, but definitely much longer than it should have been. And here is Q513. Caught this one on October 2nd, another rainy day. We've had a lot of those throughout October. So a couple different times throughout this one we're going to get water spots on the camera lens. Definitely tried to film in such a way that wouldn't happen, but it was really impossible to do the way the rain was coming towards us. It's led up by a couple of CSX locomotives. We've got 3218 up front with 5379, and then we're going to have 783 as a mid-train DPU. This is a manifest train going from Avon, Indiana down to Radnor Yard in Nashville. Got a few interesting things that I noted here. About a minute or so into the train, we're going to see 3 almost brand new gondola cars. Pretty rare, at least from what I've seen so far, to see newer looking gondolas. They seem to use those up pretty well, and so I don't know that there's a huge market for new ones. In fact, here comes the first one of those now, and then there's the other 2 right there. Sure, they weren't brand new, but they certainly looked new. In about another minute and 10 seconds or so, we're going to see a Sabine River and Northern Boxcar, a cool old fallen flag boxcar. And then a few seconds behind that, you're going to see a couple of Conrail Boxcars, pretty good example of those Conrail cars. And then shortly after that is going to come a very bizarre looking Tarp Covered Modified Hopper gondola car of some sort. Its unit number is AEX 4185. I did look it up. It is specially modified. Couldn't find a lot of information about it, but very interesting. So a few pretty cool things to see on this one. Hope you guys enjoy each of those and are able to see them as they come past. And thanks for watching this video. Thanks for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click on the thumbs up below to give us a like. Also, please click on the Rusty Boxcar logo on the right side of the screen to get a subscription to the channel. And send us a comment. Really enjoy reading all your comments, and I try to respond to each one of them. Thanks, and have a nice day.